Welcome to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno, and this is my buddy, Dan G.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, Dan.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah? How's the year shaping up for you?
We're busy, family stuff, travel,
Yeah.
but we're managing to find some time to have fun and, track down cards and do stuff like that. So we're doing good.
It's already the end of, well, not really, and we're
approaching the end.
approaching the end of February.
Yeah.
So what'd you bring for us today?
So I brought a big player little card, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I actually have been wanting this card quite a bit, and I just didn't want to buy it. I wanted to pull it, and it's the 2019-2020 Zion Williamson rated rookie Donruss.
You pulled it?
Card. No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I've pulled like 12 of everybody else, but have not pulled a Zion Williamson, which is surprising because, like I said, I've pulled like 12 of everybody else, right? And, I go to Target and buy a $5 pack. And,
right.
You get a handful of rookies and you get all of them but Zion. And I'm just like, I've got this anti-Zion Donruss dome. And I think it's just a really cool looking card, and I really wanted to pull it. But tragically, it just wasn't happening, and all of the Donruss has kind of dried up at the retail level, and I'm not paying what the hobby shops want.
Well, they go to the retails, and they buy it and turn it around at the shops.
That is true. And so
Premium.
Somebody had it on Twitter, and they were like $5 shipped.
Really?
I was like, oh, I can't pass that up.
Right.
So, and I wish I could remember who it was, but I PayPal'd them $5. They sent me the card, and it came really quick, and it's awesome.
Awesome.
So I was really excited to actually get it. So
just a team bag on this one, huh?
just a team bag. Well, I haven't taken it out of how it was sent to me.
Gotcha.
So it was sent to me that way for $5.
Awesome.
Which I was pretty excited.
Plain white envelope?
Yep.
Good, man.
So whoever it was that sold it to me, thank you so much. It was awesome, and I did give them a shout out on Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can see that it's on there.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's just a cool card. I really think it looks good.
There are parallels.
There are more than I can count.
There are a lot.
Oh yeah, there's like exclusives for Target, exclusives for Walmart, exclusive for retail.
See, I remember when Donruss kind of sort of re-entered the market in 2014, and there were only like 5 parallels to chase, and I remember getting all the Thomases.
Right.
Being like, this is manageable.
Right.
And then 2016, there were a little more. In 2017, there was so much more that I just kind of gave up.
Yeah, well, it's...
Because Optic came on the line, and I was like, I'm not going to do this twice.
And that was the thing with Optic is, that's the big one right now. You can't find them at Targets. You can't find them at Walmarts.
Yeah.
And there are so many parallels of this card in the Optic. I can't keep up with them all.
Prism was like 27 parallels.
Yeah, and then you have the first off the line that has its own... it's just one after another. And it's cool. I like it because you see variations of this card that you're like, wow, that's amazing.
But for purists,
for somebody who's going for all of them, they're not going to get it. They're not going. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, there's some really cool parallels. Donruss, I don't think has as many, but there are some pretty cool ones, and and some of them command a pretty high price.
Of course,
significantly more than $5.
Is there a one-of-one parallel?
I'm almost certain
for Donruss, because I know that they did that with Prism and some. I don't even know if there was. I'm trying to think of the Donruss releases if there was ever a one-of-one for their stock Donruss. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. And there was some low to 10 artist proof or whatever from 2017.
I don't think a product is produced today without one-of-ones.
Seems like everything has them.
Everything has them.
And then you got the plates. So there's so many more one-of-ones.
I don't know if there were plates in this. I don't think there were. But, yeah, there were definitely a lot of parallels. And I'm willing to bet money there was a one-of-one.
Now, do you think that this card is going to appreciate in value? Because, well, let me ask you this before you even answer that, because you don't even have to answer that, actually. Let's just go in a different direction. Ohtani had something like thousands of rookie cards in 2018. Does Zion Williamson have thousands of rookie cards in
2019, 2020?
I'm for certain.
For certain.
Because I know that the companies really try to capitalize on the opportunity.
For sure. And Panini is not holding back. I mean, they're doing all the first off the line stuff. They're doing their Dutch auction, right, where they start the bidding at $1,000 for boxes, and then they, drop it over a period of time. I mean, they're even this year doing hobby releases on their website, so you can get the hobby product on their website as well as getting it from the stores, right? It's difficult to get because the bots and all of that are eating it up, but it's
bots, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's the sneaker industry. The approach on the limited releases of tennis shoes, right, has now, or basketball shoes, I should say, has now taken the same approach on sports cards. So unless you're using, a bot with a proxy and a server, I mean, you can't buy from Panini. It sells out in seconds, right?
It's like trying to get a ticket to the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, really.
Impossible.
Yeah, I mean, you have to buy it from somebody who's already bought it.
It's all pre-sold.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter when they go on sale because it's all pre-sold.
It's already sold out,
That's a good, man. I like Donruss. I haven't pursued it really since 2017. In 2017, I kind of gave up halfway through because I realized how impossible it was to get them all.
Right.
I was like, I'm done. That was kind of when I started thinking about, like, I think I'm done with Modern. Like, I got to the point where it was just so overwhelming. I can't sit at my computer every day for 8 hours. I don't have unlimited funds to try to buy up everything that comes out every week. And every week there's something that comes out, and then there's an nth number of parallels for the product. And so it's exhausting.
For sure. So, yeah, I was happy to get the base card. I enjoy it. I think they're cool looking cards.
Are you going to get any of the other versions of the card?
No. I
just wanted the base card?
Yeah, I just wanted the base card.
Now you can say you have a Zion rookie card.
I have a few, but this one I really liked. So
what do you like about that?
I like the white borders.
Mm-hmm.
I like the color combos. The only thing I would do differently with Zion is maybe have a different background that might show his jersey a little bit better. But I think it's just a cool looking picture. It shows him dribbling the ball. I kind of dig the white blocking at the top above the lettering. I just think it adds a little bit of mystery. Like maybe there should have been something printed there, and
probably in a parallel there's something printed.
Well, you
there,
never know.
Right?
I haven't followed it enough. I dig the idea that they have started reusing the rated rookie logos. I like the backs; they're clean. They have some good stat stuff back there and a little bit of stuff.
Panini's come a long way.
Yeah.
And they're using the classic Donruss logo.
Yeah.
Except instead of a baseball in the D, it's a basketball. Yeah. It's tack. It's tastefully done.
Right, and then the lettering is a copper gold foil, right? It's just a nice looking card. And the optics are just as nice.
Of course, and they're just chrome.
And they're chrome. Yeah. And then they have all the different variations. But even with the Zions, like I have seen some of they have like the laser cards, and they're really cool in the Donruss. I mean, it would be nice to hunt down some of the parallels.
Sure.
But I mean, the premium for anything beyond the base is just astronomical.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So the next one up is like 10 times what you paid?
Oh, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. In the optic, the base Zions are about $50, and then the silver Zions are in like the $900 range, right?
So isn't that for Prism though?
No, it's what's called hollow silver.
Yeah.
Hollow.
There's the refractors.
Yeah,
right?
it's the refractor version in the optic, and it's an astronomical cost, and that's the next level up, right? However, things that are harder to come by are going for a lot less.
Yeah.
So like those retail exclusives in the optic are, a couple hundred, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
So.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
If you wait 2 years, stuff will be more affordable. No, I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know what
You never know.
LeBron's stuff was affordable like 5 years ago. Now it's like untouchable.
Untouchable.
So cool, man. Thanks for bringing that by.
Sure.
All right, if you've been following Radicards at all in any capacity for any amount of time, I'm a baseball fan, or at least a baseball card fan. So I'm going to talk about a baseball card. And this one is a card I've been looking for a lot of years. It was on my most wanted list for a long time. And I'd always wonder, I was like, well, am I ever going to lock this card down? And this year, 2020 is already shaped up to be an awesome year.
Nice.
For card collecting for me. Mostly pretty affordable stuff. But I've been able to knock out some stuff in my most wanted list already. This is one of them. So this is the 1998 Collector's Choice StarQuest Home Run Parallel to 100. I absolutely love these cards. This is the one of the cards that I'm like, man, when am I ever going to find this dang card? The serial number 200, and you know, serial number is 200 in 1998. That's like a unicorn. And so this one surfaced, and I was like super aggressive. I was like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get this card. That's how I felt, because I need it for my archives. So it's in a screw down. I got it this way, so eventually it'll get, you know, processed, removed from the screw down, etc. But I just it's just sitting on my desk with some other things I got to take care of. But really, really rare card. Now this completes the run for me for 98 StarQuest for Thomas. And I'm able to check it off the most wanted list and move on with something else. But really, really rare card. Extremely hard to find. In terms of insertion ratios, I'd have to look at my database, like one a case. I don't know what I'd have to look. You know, they're just hard to find.
Right.
And if I've been ardently searching for this card for so many years, and of the one other instance I know that this card has surfaced, it was like a low bin, and it was snatched up almost immediately. And there was another gentleman who acquired one, and he paid like well over twice what I paid for this. And I'm like, gosh, I would never pay that much. Right. You know, like what I paid is market for the card. And it was me and a fellow Frank Thomas fan kind of battling it out. So I think if he gets one, obviously this card will go back down to earth, I think, for a lot of people. But there's still a lot of people who need this card. Awesome hollow finish on these home runs. It's the only parallel of the 4 different ones with the hollow foil finish. They pop off the card. I just love that. I really like the incorporation of the hollow foil this year for this particular set. They are still relatively affordable for what they are. Right. You know, you're not going to spend $1,000 on any one of these cards. Even the Griffey doesn't fetch that high of money. And so if you can find them, you know, you should be able to do okay with trying to get one into the collection of a superstar player. And so when I saw Thomas, I was like, man, what a great time to get this card. I'm finally going to get this card. I mean, 2020 has been awesome in other ways. I've gotten to some other pieces that I'm like, oh my gosh, finally, you know? And this is just, I'm so glad to finally get this card. Now, some of you might not think this is a big deal. Those of you who's chased this or your players in the set, you know how hard these are to find. The set's just one of those classic late 90s sets with the cool design, great photography, awesome, just, you know, awesome amount of parallels, only 4. It's not going to be like a huge amount of parallels. So this is it's manageable. I say that relatively because this card is just exhaustingly difficult to find. I mean, I've been at this for a lot of years, like a long, long, long time. And this is the first time I've been able to capture this thing. Right. I've been, you know, lassoing for a long time. I finally captured one. You know, it's just so cool to get it in the archives. So this is 1998 Collector's Choice StarQuest Home Run. Frank Thomas, serial number to 100. Dan, do you have any thoughts?
I think they're amazing.
Aren't they?
Yeah, as we were saying before we started recording, I don't have one for the McGuire.
Sure.
But, you know, I will definitely keep looking for one.
So you had Cardinal or an A in this set?
Was it 98?
Yeah.
He's a Cardinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's weird because he's in Crusade too, isn't he?
He is.
And he's a Cardinal there too?
He is, yeah.
Okay, so that is the thing.
I think so. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he was traded later in the season or whatever, right? Wasn't it? I'm trying to remember too because it's been so long. Like the home run chase, I think he was a Cardinal during that time, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. So that he would have been a Cardinal in those sets, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like digging into the archive or whatever, but you know, I always picture him as an A.
So 98, 99, he was pretty heavily populated in cards. And
oh yeah, he's crazy.
He is a Cardinal in all those years.
Right.
So I would assume that he's a Cardinal in this.
Right. I always picture him as an Athletic though.
Yeah, you know, those are my favorite cards, but all the cool parallels for the most part, he's a Cardinal.
So Canseco is always an A to me.
Yeah.
You know, he played on a bunch of different teams, but I always
played on a whole slew of teams.
Yeah. Not as many as Matt Stairs.
And then I heard he like shot off his finger.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I think he got it back put on though. I think he didn't lose it.
Yeah, I mean I saw him and it didn't look like he was missing one, but that's what I heard, that he shot off his finger.
Is this still a card you're pursuing if you found a Maguire?
Oh yeah, I would probably snatch it up right away. I mean, I guess depending on the price. Maguire stuff is kind of...
It's hit or miss on the pricing.
It's kind of lifting a little bit. Right?
Yeah?
If it's numbered, it's going to cost a little bit more than it did, let's say, 2 years ago.
I know 2 other guys who PC Maguire, but you're the one who updates me on your collecting progress over the others. I'm always aware of you. And I see stuff online. I'm like, Dan might like this.
Dude, I got to tell you, I've got 2 stacks like this high of stuff that hasn't been processed yet. Maguires. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it just brings anxiety looking at that, and that's not even all of it. I have a shoebox full somewhere too.
So I don't let myself get that out of hand anymore.
Yeah.
Last year, it got up because for a year there I had not processed anything, and so it got really out of hand.
Yeah.
And I had like 4 stacks. I'm like, I can't. So now if the stack is like an inch, I'm like, okay, we're processing. It's processing time. And so I spend, a day or an evening on a weekend and I get it all done. And then I get it, ready to go send the scans to my VA or whatever and get those ready, prepped for the site. But it's a commitment.
Well, the problem I had was we went to the National, I don't even remember which one it was, and I bought everything Mark Maguire.
You did?
I bought everything.
Regardless of if you had it?
Regardless if I had it
really?
or not, yeah. I just was like, for a quarter, I'll take it. For 50 cents, I'll take it.
How much money did you spend on stuff you already had?
I couldn't even tell you.
How much?
I mean,
could you ballpark
I would guesstimate like maybe, because everything was costing me 25 cents to 50 cents,
right.
like maybe $1 at most,
yeah.
maybe a few $100, right? Maybe.
Not bad.
Right. In hindsight, it was a good deal because there was a lot of numbered cards. And,
yeah.
Although, you don't think 500 is a low number.
That's in the card.
I mean, that stuff is starting to
Well, every year that goes by,
yeah.
that stuff becomes harder to find in the wild.
Right.
But it's still relatively available online for the most part. But those prices aren't available.
Those prices. I mean,
25 cents, 50 cents.
50
buy
cents,
all day long.
50 cents for a card number to 500.
Get it all day long.
Today it's
all day.
I saw some stuff going for $100, and I was like, you got to keep
really
kidding me that yeah.
What was the?
Oh, now you're gonna put me to it. I think it was. It was the
90s
Lumberjacks card.
Oh, the black.
The black.
Loader?
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was numbered to 500, and it went for over $100. And I was like,
popular set.
You killing me?
It's a parallel to the base, but there's also another parallel. He's in the sample card version of that stuff. So it's kind of like there are 2 extra parallels to get. Mm-hmm. The black is a very popular run, and they're still relatively affordable though.
Yeah, well,
and they're out there. Yes, but it's not 1,000.
Right. And that's one of those that I keep thinking I'm going to walk into a card shop and they're going to have it in the $10 bin.
So that's how I found 96 Zenith Diamond Club parallel with the diamond embed, the Thomas, $10 in a dusty card display case at a comic book shop in California, like the year that I moved there.
Right.
And I got it for $10, and I remember thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's like the deal of the century."
Yeah, well, I told you that's I found a Derek Jeter, Richter 100.
Yeah.
Seismic Activity Richter 100 from Fleer Mystique.
I know.
It was $12, and I was like, I don't know what this card's worth, but I know it's worth more than $12.
$13.50.
So and so I keep holding out. I have a few places that I go to that I know have seen stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can pick something up in that neighborhood.
A friend of mine were talking yesterday about great years for collecting, and he's a big fan of 97 through 99, and so am I. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Those are awesome years to collect. I think 98 is arguably the greatest year of all because there's so much to collect in that year alone.
Right.
But I'm with him on that. But I will say this, for the money, 94 and 95 and a good chunk of 96, you can get like quarter and 50-cent stuff that's really awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, that's, you don't have to break the bank and still really enjoy. And my favorite sets come out of 94.
Right.
You know, and just even till this day, I've built the sets, but they're still to this day my favorite sets of all time.
Nice.
And so when I find the cards from those sets and they're, you know, pretty decently priced, I always cherry pick more whatever copy I can find. That's just how I am, though, with certain cards. I'm okay having, you know, a bunch of different copies of them just because I like the cards. They remind me of certain memories from my youth. And that's the thing we think about the hobby, is that it's a lot of it, for a lot of us, it's tied to memories that we had when we were kids.
Right.
Card shows and trading with our friends and trips to the grocery store to get packs or whatever. And so that's kind of what keeps us young and excited and passionate in the hobby, is to have that medium, that outlet. And trading cards are sort of like a really good break from life,
the real world.
You know what I'm saying? And so this kind of like helps keep us excited. I couldn't imagine my life without the hobby. It's just such an important thing. But going back, it's a huge tangent. Going back to this card, so glad to finally have this and check it off of my list. If you've been following Radicards for a while, you know that some years back in 2016, I started doing top 10 lists, Frank Thomas cards. I do them at the end of the year. So it's a pretty good chance this card will make my 2020 top 10 Frank Thomas list. So I'll probably feature it again. If that's the case, it'll be featured in that video at the end of the year. But anyway, I just want to talk about that because this is just one of those cards that I was like, man, when am I going to find this card? Like, it's such a great card to have. And man, look at that shine. I'm just going to try to manipulate it a little with the light source there so you can see it. I just love that so much. They're such rad cards. They're pretty expensive, but you know, if you can finance it easily, then it's not too much of a burden. So there you have it. 1998 Collector's Choice StarQuest home run, Frank Thomas, serial number to 100. Dan, you have any final thoughts?
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV and Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno, and until next time, enjoy collecting.
Take care.
If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy collecting.